Hello and welcome to Spirit Forest. I gotta do that. I gotta put this on. There we go. So much better. It's like just really bright today. It's kind of a weird kind of a hazy day out today. I came out here to come camping, and we're having I'm getting smoked out. I'm getting smoked out. If you're not in Colorado and you don't know or don't follow Colorado stuff, we're having a huge fire here in Colorado, and it is hard to breathe. And in fact, we just got this gust of wind, which is really nice. And I'm gonna turn the camera around so you could see what the mountains look like. And for those that follow my channel, know this view really well, and you can kind of see how hazy it is outside here. Again, for those that know my channel, know that you could see these mountains usually pretty good, and right now you could barely see them. Yeah, there's a big fire. Now we did get a big gust of wind come through, so I'm actually seeing some blue skies and a little bit of clouds, which is really nice. Everything's kind of been this orange color lately, so I am happy for this wind. Oh, look at him, you guys. Oh, the poor guy. Did I walk away from you? So I had a lot of visitors this morning. So look at his drool. Just a little bit of drool there, rockers, just a little bit. I had a lot of visitors here. Oh my gosh, it's hard to do this one-handed. And I had to tie him up. Let me untie him. Poor buddy, you look so pathetic. There you go, you're free. You're free with your drool. My plan was to be in the mountains for about 3 days. In fact, I was going to go either hiking or backpacking or something like that. But just being up here is it's hard to breathe. Like, I feel like it's like you're at a campfire, you know, and you're the one sitting in the smoke. That's kind of what it's like. And I don't know if you could tell a little bit, but there is definitely a lot of like this orangish kind of shade over us. I don't know how well, if you've been around a forest fire, you know what that's like. Now, I think I had one about 2 years ago that was even closer to my tent, and we did have to go down to the city because it was really hard to breathe, and you could actually see the smoke. Here it's a little bit of a distance, but you can feel it, you know. So I'm debating. You know, I came here today, I met a bunch of people at my land, and then I'm debating on if I'm going to go back down to the city today or not. Now, I'm supposed to be meeting some other people tonight about 6 or 7 o'clock tonight, and I think I'm still going to do that. It's like a potluck, which is really hard when you're the camper, you're not the one with the house, to do a potluck. Or to bring something to a potluck, because I'm like, you like ramen? Everyone like ramen? But no, I brought a vegetable platter, and I have it sitting on ice in my car, and hopefully it lasts until 6 o'clock. That's what I'm hoping for. But I'm just trying to meet more locals out here, you know, so that's why I'm going. I also had somebody message me and asked me if I was coming, and they were excited to meet me and talk a little bit more. They're looking for a website and stuff like that, so it might be a business opportunity for me as well, or just to meet someone really cool. I don't know, you know, a lot of times I've given away websites, you know, and or exchange stuff, you know, maybe they need something and I need something, and I just do kind of an exchange. Oh God, it's hard to breathe. And yeah, I'm debating on whether or not I'm going to stay the night or not. I don't know. Now, I'm going to try to show some pictures of this fire that I found online. Now this again is, I think this is mostly just Facebook that I found this on, but and I think that's okay because they made it public, but I'll keep their name in it and stuff like that. But I just want you to see the massiveness of this fire. And not only that, they're closing the highway down. They're routing people all on these smaller roads like my road. So the traffic is amazing up here, which already, like I've told you before, there's a ton of people coming into the mountains. I've been leaving when I come up here on Monday morning at like 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning is usually when I've been leaving. And yeah, it's lots of traffic, and it's taking some people what usually takes about an hour and a half. It's taking them about 2 hours or 3 hours to get back to the city. So it's a lot of sitting in a car. To me, and for those of you who don't know, I hate road trips. I am not one to drive. If I could fly to Spirit Forest, I'd fly to Spirit Forest because time's money. Some people love just sitting in a car and touring around. I am not that kind of person. I like to be able to get to where I'm going and stop. But I feel like maybe when I'm older I'll change my mind on that. But well, I don't know, we'll see. Okay, I'm sitting on my porch. I bought some new trail cams. Remember I mentioned that in another video? I think I can bring this up now. I mentioned that in another video. I bought some new trail cams so I know if somebody's on my property, you know. Anyways, had an unwelcome visitor. So I bought some more trail cams and I can't pull up the memory card. I'm asking you guys if you know this company. Here's the front of the trail cam, and there's all the information on that trail cam. I don't know how you pronounce it. Moultrie. I recorded a bunch of video. The SD cards say that they're full. However, I even brought my laptop as a backup. And I brought, they had one of these things that you can hook up to your phone, and you have to download an app in order to see them. The app doesn't work. It's broken or something, because when I click on a button, it just constantly crashes. So I don't know what's on my memory card, and one of them says it's full, so something happened. Yeah. So that's something that I'll be figuring out today too. Kind of like there's one of those days where I'm just kind of up here. It kind of feels a little different here today. And I think it's because of all the smoke and the air. It feels kind of not as cheery. Like something's going on, you know, like something's up, you know. And I think it has to do with the smoke, and everything's just kind of like this weird haze. Even through my trees here, everything's kind of this weird haze through it. But we'll see. I was thinking of working on the land and doing some chainsaw action, but it is like extremely dry. It hasn't rained in a couple of weeks. So I was thinking of using my chainsaw and coming out here and cutting up some more logs and stacking some more stuff. But it has been really dry, you guys, like really, really dry. Then I'm actually even scared to use my chainsaw, and because of this fire that's going on, I'm just not going to risk it for right now. I would like to, maybe I'll wait until the fall when it starts raining again, you know. August is usually a really dry month for us here in Colorado, so to me it's not any different than normal. My rain barrel that I have is like empty. Like it literally only has like that much rain in it. I did bring some water for my little baby trees because it hasn't rained here, so I'm gonna go check on those trees. You want to come with me? They're all throughout my property, so it takes a little bit of a walk throughout the property to find them, but I say we go look at those little baby trees again and see how they're doing. Hopefully they're doing okay, because I actually have not checked on them the last few times I've been here. Okay, here's tree number 1. Wow, this is doing really good. I was a little nervous about this one. Here's the water. There's no water in it yet. I'm going to put some water in it, so we're going to take this down and fill it before we leave. Give it a little bit of water. That's all it was in there. So what I did is I took these, poked a hole in it, and made it slowly drip onto the tree. So while I'm gone. Okay, baby tree number 2. This has grown. Ooh, look at that. That has grown a lot. Now, when I started these in my office in the window, and they were about that tall. So this one's doing pretty good. Pretty healthy. And here's the water jug for that. Okay, we're gonna walk over to the next one. Now it's been, and I've mentioned this on a few videos, it's just been really busy up here in the mountains. Everybody's coming up here. And the roads are crazy, but even up here in my land, like I can hear people around me where before I didn't hear anybody. Like it really felt like I was alone. Okay, how's this one doing? Oh, it's doing good. It's doing good. It's so warm here that Rocky won't even leave the deck. He's gonna stay in the shade on the deck. He is hot. Oh, you guys, I just ran up my driveway. I was trying to get this video for, I always miss it, and I heard it coming. I thought it was a fighter jet, but instead it was one of those fire planes, you know? Do you remember when I went snowshoeing and all the trees were like, what were they, like red? They were like painted red. One of those, catch your breath, Tim, catch your breath. I'm excited. One of those trains came by here, one of those planes came by here, and it was so close to my tent, like it was like right above the trees, you know? And I'm like, Rocky and I both were like, and I'm like, my camera! And I go running up the driveway to try to get a picture of it for you guys, but it came by, so because it was so low, you know? I can't run as fast as a plane. But that was cool. That was cool. Yeah. Why are they here? Hopefully there's not another fire here. Why are they here? I have no coverage. None at all. It's a 0 service on my phone. And that happens when there's ever a fire. There's never any coverage here. And I don't know, maybe it's because of the smoke or something. Yeah, I'm sure it is, you know. No coverage. I do think there's 3 or 4 fires. My eyes they're really like itchy because of the fire. There's like 3 or 4 fires in this area. In Colorado. And I know there's one up north near Fort Collins. There's another one in Glenwood Springs, which is the big one. And it even jumped I-70, which is our huge highway. Yeah, that one's really not good. But that plane wasn't heading that way. That plane was heading a different way. I don't know. I know, but that was exciting and I want to get a video. Picture a low plane flying right over Spirit Forest. I was running. Oh well. You know, we are in a fire ban, and we've been in a fire ban in Colorado, I think the entire year, at least right here where I'm at. We've been in a fire ban here for the whole year. So I have put up my stove in my tent, but I have not put any fires in it. And there's a debate on whether or not that stove is legal in a fire ban. In certain fire bans, it is still legal for me to have that fire in there. I just don't want to risk it right now. I just really don't. So I'm waiting for the fire ban to leave. It's very possible I will never have a fire in my tent this year. Yes. So fire is a big deal here in Colorado. You know, I see a lot of bushcrafters out there cooking over a fire and making fires, you know, next to their tent, and I get really jealous of that. Again, I've been watching, one of the channels I've been watching is Hayes Outdoors. And I thought he was in Scotland, but you guys are telling me he's somewhere else. But anyways, you know, it's really moist there. It's raining a lot there. And he's making a fire all the time. I'm like, do they ever have fire bans there? I just want to like go there so I can have a fire. I've been in a fire band for a while. Now, I did have a video on fire bans and what they mean, stage 1, stage 2, so forth. I recommend if you're in Colorado or if you're planning on camping in Colorado for you to watch that video. Basically, whatever you have that has some sort of a flame, you must have an off switch. And that's what makes it legal, is the off switch. Yeah. Man, that plane was cool. Like, that was cool. It was loud. It like rattled everything. Rattled it. It was cool. So it feels hot here, and it's like 65 degrees. But it feels like 80 something. It feels like 89. It really does. Because again, you guys have to remember, I'm at like 10,000 feet. So if you're around like sea level, I am almost 2 miles above you. You know, and it's a little cooler up there, but that you're closer to the sun. And that sun's pretty potent. I mean, Rocky's wanted to tell you about that. And yeah, I do feel for a lot of you that are in 100-degree heat or 110-degree heat. I've been hearing it down south that it is really hot. So I'm thinking about you guys. As I'm sitting here, I'm not sweating, but you know, it's warm. But it's not like your heat. There's times when I'm here and it's like 65 degrees or 70 something and it feels really hot. And I think about I always think about these times when I'm here and it's -5 degrees. You know, be like, man, I always forget how warm it gets here. You know, because at -5 degrees, that's bitter cold. Bitter, bitter cold. Okay, so I'm going to try to see if I can figure out my trail cameras. I'm going to try to figure that out. And I'm going to hang out here for a little bit. And I have a party to go to. I'll be leaving in about 3 hours. I'll take you guys along. You know, I'll take you along. And you can kind of join me for the day if you want.
We went up there last year on the rail day, and they had the pancakes up.
You know, I had so much fun at this like get-together potluck thing. I really did. I'm running out of light here. That's daylight, that is. If you see, it's actually dark here, but it's not showing it in my camera. But we're gonna walk over. Come on, camera, focus on me. I know it's dark. So I'm just gonna keep talking even though it's not focusing. I was in kind of a funk. I don't know if you guys noticed that or not, but I was in kind of this like funk. I don't know. It was just the fire and the smoke and I don't know. But then I met all these people and it was just, I had this like energy, you know, and I'm excited. And I thought I saw a bear. Yeah. And I just got to tell you, I just wanted to tell you, I want to pull out the camera before it gets too dark here and tell you that I'm so excited. And I'm going to tell you all these people I met and so many stories, like all their stories. It was just so awesome. So, again, I maybe have 10 minutes left before I need a headlight, and I have no idea where my headlight is. So I'm going to hurry up, put this stuff in my bear bin over here and somewhere here. And then I'm going to chat with you guys in the tent before ending the video. But I feel so happy, and I just wanted to share it. Just good people. Good people. I am so excited. Yes, I am. It was cool. You know, because like I said, I was kind of in this like funk because of the fire, and you know, you can't really breathe. And then I got to meet all these really cool people and have some really good food and just hear these stories. And these people are older, so they're older. And it was just wonderful. And I'm like this extrovert that's trying to be an introvert. You know, but it's like people like energize me too, you know, and listening to other people's stories, it motivates me. The guy that was playing a harmonica and a guitar, and then he played this other instrument, and I just thought it was really cool because he had all of these talents, and it was so good. You guys, it was so good that I was like, can I record you and put it on my YouTube video? Because it was really good, and I think you guys would enjoy it. And I'm sorry about the lighting, but I'm in my tent, and that's kind of the way it is in here. I'm trying to, maybe I can fix some of it. I wasn't really looking at my camera, but whatever. It's all good. So the funny part is, okay, a lot of these people were in their 60s and 70s, so I was one of the younger ones, but that doesn't matter to me because I think that a lot of people that are that age, they have such in-depth stories, you know, they've learned so much, where people my age, yeah, we're getting there, but I don't know, it's just, to me, it's really entertaining. Like, what did you do in your life, you know, and are you fulfilled? Did you fulfill what you wanted to do? And so this guy that was playing the harmonica, everyone introduced themselves and said something about them, you know, and his story is the one that interested me the most. He has lived in this really small town here in Colorado where there was really nobody at. And it was in a building that I think was falling apart, and it didn't have any running water. Don't know if it had plumbing. And in order to get water, he had to walk, I think it was 2 miles to a river. And I know exactly where his house was. I know exactly what he's talking about, and he's not kidding. Like, it was 2 miles. Or he put it on his bike to go get water. And he would bike there at like -15 and bust through the ice in the river to get his water and then go back to his little cabin. And I was just like, what? And this guy was an ex-Marine, and a lot of the guys that were there were men in the military. And just some of the stories that they've had and how strong they were, and how they defeated some of the odds that you would never think, you know. And I can't remember like every one of the stories, but so many of them I'm like, really? Wow. You know, because I am really like entertained by it. So this guy that plays the harmonica is like, I'd love to have your music on my videos, because he plays it in a way that you could just feel the pain and the struggle that he's had in life. Do you know what I mean? Like, he plays his harmonica like he's telling a story about his life. And I thought it was just beautiful. And so I asked him, I said, can I come back up here and record you? You know, it's like I have Madison's microphone for her singing stuff. And I said, I'd love to record your harmonica. And his guitar was really good too, but especially his harmonica, because it is just so, it's such a storytelling instrument, I feel. Anyways, this is the interesting part. I was like, can you give me your phone number and I'll arrange a time to meet with you and record your music. Now this guy's, you gotta imagine this guy is a little bit different, you know what I mean? Of course, I love people that are different, you know? He's like, well, I don't really have any phone that works anymore. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I said, what about email? I don't really do email. I don't have a computer. So I was like, if I wanted to record you, how am I going to record you? And he's like, But you could tell he liked it that I said, you know, and he thought it was really cute that I really liked his music, and it wasn't something like he was trying to avoid me or anything, I don't think. But I think he'd like it. I'd be like, I'll record it for you and then I'll send you a copy. And I'm like, guess I can't do that. The guy, I don't even know if he has electricity. Like, I don't know. Maybe he doesn't. He's moved to a different house, so he might have electricity now. But yeah, like his story is like, I'm inspired, you know? Those people that live these like struggled lives, like I don't. Like, yeah, I live in a tent, you know, but it's a glamping tent. I got a nice stove, and in the winter time I'm not here, you know, and I'm in the city and I have a heater, you know, and he was like, the only heat he had was burning wood. And God, I'm telling you, it's just a beautiful story of this man, and I want to know more about him. And he's like, well, you know where I live. And I'm like, okay. And he's like, I'm in the yellow house on the hill. And I'm like, I'm just gonna go up to your door and knock on it and hopefully you're there. You know, like, I don't work that way. You know what I mean? I don't work, and I don't really know this guy either, you know? I don't really go into strangers' houses and stuff, but anyways, he was, he's a very strong person. And then I met another woman. She was 77 or 76. Like her husband was 77. And they have generations of families that have lived up here. And she was telling us the whole story of that, you know, and they were cattle farmers, and they were talking about all the land that they had, and that was really, really cool. And it just made me think that I don't know if I'm going to have that, because I've moved so much that there's not like one area that I am like completely connected to my whole life. You know, like these people went to high school here, you know. I didn't. I was in California for high school for part of the time. Then I went to New Mexico, and then I went to college in one city, and I went to college in a different city, and I just kept moving around, you know. And I don't really have like a history of one spot, but it is so cool to hear other people that do. What was it? Another person that I met, he had family that lived a couple towns over, and he decided that he wanted to retire where his family was at, where his family's from, and so he's retiring up here. And I really enjoyed his story, and he's going to build a cabin. He's in the process. He's actually at the same stage I am. And he's going to build a cabin that is going to completely model a cabin that his parents owned way back in the day. Now this guy, I think maybe late 50s, 60s, and if you watch this channel, I'm really sorry if I didn't do that right, but that would be my guess. He's retired, so to me, I just kind of put him in that ballpark. But it was just so nice, and I feel so energetic and happy, and you know, I was in this funk a little bit this morning, and you know, it just kind of reminds me that yes, I do, as much as I like being up here and there's no people around, I do need people, you know. That's part of me. I like to meet people. So just a reminder for you, there's a lot of you that sit around and you watch YouTube and you don't go out and meet people in your local area. Go try to meet some people and hear their stories and listen, or tell your story, because there might be someone like me that wants to hear it, and will be really happy. So I'm going to go to bed really happy, and I'm going to think about this guy that rode his bike at negative 15 degrees to a river to go get water. Man, that guy was tough. It was tough. You could tell it, though. You could tell it in him. Some of these people didn't have teeth, or missing some teeth. But that's mountain people. You know, but it's like you could tell that he had like a rough story. Man, and I did record some of his harmonica, and I recorded as much as I possibly could, but there was a lot of people talking in the background, and but it was really beautiful, and you could just feel the pain that he's had in his life. I could feel it, and to me it was like it was more like a thank you for telling me your story, you know, through music. Like, you could tell he doesn't talk to a lot of people because he was very shy at talking, but he loved to play his harmonica. And I was listening to his story through his harmonica, and let's hope that we can get a recording of it. And I can show Kyla, my daughter, who loves to play the harmonica. I think that she would really like that too. Maybe he can teach. I don't know. He's too shy. He'd be too shy around a kid, I'm sure. And my Kyla probably wouldn't like that. Anyways, great group of people. I think I volunteered to do more stuff. I'm like, as I was volunteering, I'm like, I don't have time to do more stuff. But I do want to help people out, and that's kind of what I want to do here, you know, is like, I want to grow this community for other people too, you know, and other people, when you retire, you kind of want to leave your legacy, you know, and these people are like leaving their legacy, and it's just so cool. It's so cool. I'm really happy, and it made me feel really good that I'm building here, you know, and it's, yeah, I'm not their age. They're like 20 or 30 years older than me, some of them, but just hearing their stories, and you know, that's gonna be me one day, as I'm gonna sit there and be like, I've been here for 15 years, you know, or whatever, and get to tell them my story and how it went to somebody that may be young and that is looking to retire here. Okay, I'm gonna go to bed in my high. I'm really excited. I'm gonna play some music, and I'm just gonna sit and daydream for a while until I crashed. So thanks for joining me today. I appreciate it. It's been a wonderful day, and I'm so excited that I came up here. So I will talk to you guys on the next video. Bye bye.